All right, guys, I gotta get something off my chest. We gotta put some things out there into the sphere, into the social area. You know what I'm saying? Because people have been talking some shit about NFTs, and in some cases, rightfully so. So in today's video, we're actually gonna be talking about what the shit is about NFTs that people are shitting about. Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another GCrypto video. I'm your host Seth, and in today's video, like I said, we're actually gonna be talking about some of the hate. Hey, that comes at NFTs, at digital currency, at cryptocurrency, at digital assets as a whole, and address some of the major essential concerns that a lot of people have, and either what steps need to be taken to sort of ameliorate or address those issues, or what steps are sort of already being taken, or why maybe those issues aren't necessarily as bad as some people think. But before we get to the video, look guys, this is a brand new channel that is a sister channel to our main channel, GMinio. But in this channel, we're talking a lot of valuable content about NFT gaming, about upcoming crypto games, about kind of trends and societal things that are happening. So we got a lot of valuable content coming your way that is gonna be coming out every single week. So make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss any of the upcoming content that we have, because I promise you will not regret it. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Good job. Thank you for doing that. So like I said, there's a lot of sort of criticism that has been levied at NFTs as a whole and sort of the idea of digital currency and cryptocurrency. And one of my big points is that while a lot of those concerns, of course, are very valid, some of those concerns in and of themselves are almost ameliorated, or rather, addressed. Those concerns are kind of addressed by NFT gaming specifically. And let's go ahead and talk about the first one, which is the biggest criticism that I've seen, and a lot of the ones that I've had like interesting discussions about with people, and that is that NFTs or digital assets don't actually hold any value. And I think that the biggest thing about like NFTs not conferring any actual value, especially for some of the things that we've seen a lot of like sales with, especially like, you know, GIFs or GIFs, whatever, however the hell you say it.
And is it GIF or GIF? Nobody knows.
Tweets, JPEGs, or just basic images. Those types of things are the things that I'm not sure yet actually provide any value to the owner. Now, this is largely because having ownership over the original sort of, you know, GIF, JPEG, meme, what have you, doesn't actually allow you to do much with it as of now. Anybody can basically save that image or that video with just a simple right click. And copyright claims and sort of copyright contention is already so hard just because of the speed of proliferation on the internet. But with NFT games, I think the scenario is actually a little bit different. The reason that I think it's different is because while JPEGs and GIFs and all of these things are largely used just for entertainment and sharing and making people laugh, the NFTs that are being created for NFT games derive their value from their ability to be used in the game. They can't be replicated and used again in the system by any other user because the game ecosystem itself verifies ownership using that blockchain. Like if I have an Axie in Axie Infinity or a ship in Star Atlas, nobody else can use it in the game because it's mine. Now, I guess the argument could be made that those NFTs, if their value is derived largely from being used in the game, you know, they are worthless if the game goes offline, and that's definitely true. But the caveat to that is that that's true definitively of every other game that exists as it exists now, because you don't actually own anything. Like if you spend $100 on skins for League of Legends, you don't own any of those. If League of Legends shuts down, you don't own them. You are renting them from Riot Games and you retain no ownership. Overall, the point is that while NFTs as a whole are, you know, easily replicable, I think that the NFTs in games insulate themselves from that problem because games are somewhat of a closed ecosystem, and the driver of value for that NFT is its ability to be used in the game in the first place, which can't be done by anybody except the owner. So that's why I think NFT gaming kind of addresses that big problem of NFTs don't have any innate value. So that actually kind of brings me into my second point, which is that there are a lot of proponents of NFTs, and you know, people who think that they're good are saying that they protect artists and that they enable artists to like monetize their art and, you know, get it out there and ensure its verifiability and stuff like that. But critics are actually looking at some of the things that have happened and saying that it actually is encouraging art theft and asset theft from artists. And this one is really interesting because what's happened is that artists who put their work out there, say for example, you know, if an artist were to release, you know, an image of theirs or something like that on Twitter, and somebody can take that screenshot and then mint it as an NFT on OpenSea or something like that without the artist's knowledge. So this is a huge problem. But it's interesting because I don't know if that's a problem fundamentally with NFTs in the way that they're minted, or if it's more of, again, just a problem with this, if it's sort of an even better indicator of why NFTs and blockchain technology are necessary. That's a problem with this idea of like how easy it is to steal on the internet already, you know, with just a right click and a down save JPEG as. Now, again, this is a big problem with NFTs as a whole, but once again, I'm kind of contending that within games, that is not necessarily the case, because all of the NFTs that are minted and then sold for use in the game are either created by developers of the game itself, or in many of the cases like Guild of Guardians, for instance, the NFTs that are being created in the game are created by the users. You have to be sort of plugged into the ecosystem in order to create the NFTs in the first place and use them in the way in which they derive their value, which is in the game, kind of going back to our first point. Because a picture of an Axie Infinity is worthless. You need the actual asset to be used in the game in order for it to derive its value, right? So that's kind of my contention there. So it brings me to my third point, which is that NFTs are horrible for the environment. And this one, I gotta say, as it stands right now, is just true, but hopefully is changing very soon. Now, I've done the research and looked at it and had some interesting, you know, there's still some uncertainty out there as to just exactly how bad, you know, NFTs and crypto mining and cryptocurrency are for the environment because of the nature of proof of work systems, how they encourage this massive consumption of electricity and thus emissions of greenhouse gases and stuff like that. But we do know that cryptocurrencies and blockchains, as they stand right now, specifically the proof of work systems like Ethereum and Bitcoin, are bad for the environment because those puzzles get more and more complex, require more consumption of energy, etc., etc. I'm doing actually, I had a video that came out on Solana on why it's a better alternative because of the system that it uses. You can find that here. But the point is that NFTs, because they're required to use the Ethereum blockchain right now, and that's kind of the most popular one, they are bad for the environment, but hopefully will be fixed soon. Now, we've been promised by Ethereum that Ethereum 2.0 is coming, that it's much more environmentally friendly, cuts down on emissions by something like 99.9% or something like that. So for this one, I don't really have an argument other than there's hopefully better blockchains that are going to be emerging, like Solana and, you know, some others that are hopefully coming out soon, and that Ethereum and the existing blockchains that are so bad for the environment change their tune and change the technology to enable them to be less resource intensive so that this doesn't any longer become an issue. And the last and final point that I've heard a lot of people talk about, and that I've had some interesting discussions with people is kind of more nebulous, but the fundamental idea is that NFTs are very exploitative, meaning that there's such an easy way for scammers and con artists to take money from people. And again, this one's kind of difficult to really pin down. It's a little nebulous, it's a little tough. And I definitively agree. I mean, I joined the Discord communities for a bunch of different NFT games that are coming out that I'm excited about. I did a top 5 upcoming RPG NFT games that I'm really excited about. And I did a video on that and joined all these community Discords, and I get messages every day from users, you know, who are trying to get me to join some network or give, you know, somebody cryptocurrency or buy something, some NFT that's for sale on some other market or something like that. So yes, that much is definitively true, but I would argue that that's not just an NFT problem. Scammers are everywhere, and there's always going to be criminals and terrible people who are looking to exploit people and take advantage of your goodwill. I mean, the reality is that yes, NFTs can be exploitative and used for negative purposes by anybody, but I think that comes down to the user. You know, you have to be smart, you have to be cautious, you have to really do your research and homework before you put your hard-earned dollars anywhere, whether that's the stock market, NFTs, cryptocurrency, or real estate. You know, like, there are so many people out there who are looking to scam people in so many different ways, and the reality is you just have to be smart and cautious and hopefully never get burned. But again, I mean, I guess that kind of brings me to the sort of conclusion of my video in a way, and that is that yes, there are problems with NFTs. Absolutely, of course. There are issues that need to be solved. The environmental impact needs to be solved. The fact that, you know, people can mint NFTs of artists' work without that artist's knowledge needs to be solved. And there are a lot of other issues that I've already mentioned that we're gonna have to tackle. And that's true with any emerging technology. I mean, there are growing pains and bumps and bruises along the way, but the reality is that, you know, for every artist that's been ripped off, there are many who are making incredible money by selling their art as NFTs and living a life that they never dreamed of because, you know, they're able to prove definitive ownership over something and sell it to someone who believes that it has value. It's opening up, you know, the pathways for many developers of different applications and games to create whole new sectors for wealth and you know, wealth generation for people in different parts of the world, where all you need is an internet connection to have the opportunity to make make something cool and improve your quality of life. So I think that the benefits and the potential bright future of digital ownership and all of these things, I think that there's more hope for how it's going to work and benefit people than there are problems now. But that being said, I don't know. I mean, I'm just one guy with a camera and, a couple of opinions. So that has been it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you got something good out of this video. If you did, if you enjoyed this content, make sure to like it for me. It helps us out in the algorithm. Make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any upcoming content. We've got some great stuff coming up for you. So would absolutely love to see you subscribe. And that's it, guys. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, game it till you make it. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.